time it is. Marvin Devine, Huber, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice, yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose, boy. When I get in my crew, boy, you can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Huber, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the juice. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing.
You are now live with the Locked In Podcast. As always, your hosts for the evening, Steve Ushler and George Mecaj. If you're watching on YouTube and you're not already subscribed, make sure that you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to turn notifications on to stay up to date with the most current personal development tips and sports analysis. With that being said, welcome to the podcast and enjoy the show. All right, everybody, what is going on? Welcome back after a week hiatus to the Locked In Podcast, episode 146. We are back in the building tonight, and as always, we're your host for the evening. I am Steve Ushler. On the other side of the camera, on the other side is the other co-host, the other host of this podcast, George Mecaj. George, what is up, man? Welcome in.
Nothing. Good to be back, bro, for sure, bro. You guys see us again here. We're 146, man. We're definitely, a nice number in,
Yeah, we're back here, man, and this is it's a nice crisp fall evening. A little earlier than the usual slot. If you guys saw the promotion, the Phillies are playing. We actually wanted to kind of be in here 4:30, but we were kind of still getting things set up, so we do apologize. A little bit of a delay. We won't try to keep you too long, to be honest. Probably about 35, 45 minutes on this episode. To be honest, I know the Phillies are playing at 5:07, so they're going to be in. So if anybody who's in the Philadelphia region, which if you're watching on YouTube, you might be from all across the globe, which is cool. But if you are one of our local subscribers from where we're based out of Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Phillies are obviously in the NLCS playoffs. A very big game tonight. So completely understand. We're trying to work this schedule around it. Amongst, obviously, me and George are very busy ourselves during the day and everything. So that being said, we are here to provide the content. First, this is honestly, I do want to make a disclaimer. Last episode we had a guest for a little while, right, George? I think we have guests for the next month or so. I have a couple, you have a couple, so a couple returning, a couple new. Yeah. I'm excited for it. So, as always, guys, thank you for joining. A little bit of a twist tonight. No personal development, no sports. I guess this could kind of fall into personal development because it kind of comes into the relationship side, but ultimately the importance of respect inside of a relationship. And I always say, George, without respect in a relationship, there's nothing. If there is no respect, it's kind of like trust. There's nothing. So we are going to kind of implement the inspiration that we had on our phone call last night, kind of what we talked about. Well, it was actually just yesterday during the day, but what we kind of talked about before this episode was the Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith stuff right now. She just released her book not too long ago and made comments on it called Worthy.
Some
A little bit,
interviews. Yep. The book
little
called
bit
Worthy.
crazy.
If you ever
Seems
watched
like
it
the
or heard about that.
Yeah, it seems like the disrespect for Will Smith that he's tolerating is continuing to grow by the month, by the day, by the year. A little crazy to me. Somebody said hello, George. Not quite sure who it is, but somebody on the Facebook group, somebody that knows you.
Hello
You could
back.
probably check out who that
What's
comment
up?
is and give them a shout out.
Yeah, I could actually.
Yeah. Facebook's very weird. It's just
But,
they don't link the names. Whereas if you comment on YouTube, it links your channel automatically. Sometimes it links the names for Facebook, sometimes it doesn't. I think there's a reason why, but not quite sure. Yeah, I'm excited to kind of get back into the entertainment side of this one because I know a lot of people they do enjoy entertainment, but this is a serious message as well. It's your friend Shauna George. She commented in.
Shauna Ward, what's up, Shauna? Thank
Hey,
you,
what's
Steve.
going on? Thanks, and yeah, no problem, and thank you for tuning in as well. We appreciate the support
Thank you guys and
here.
girls and everybody else. Yep.
Yeah, got
No
men,
doubt,
women,
no doubt.
everybody, ladies, gents. Um, yeah, we'll get the topic rolling here. I just want to say, guys, people who are already watching, if you're watching on YouTube, you're not already subscribed. As always, hit the notification button to turn notifications on. And before you even do that, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Comment down below as well. We appreciate your feedback and comments. If you're watching on Facebook and you're part of the group already, we appreciate you joining. Feel free to comment in tonight, kind of like Shauna already is here. She's voicing her opinion. We love that. We throw your comments up on the screen, and we'll go back and forth. You know what I mean?
Definitely appreciate it.
That's kind of how we run this podcast show. So she actually also commented in and said, Jada needs to stop shaming Will. She's wrong on many levels. I agree with this. Will Smith is taking a lot of disrespect. A lot of things from her book. I haven't obviously read her book, but I've seen a lot of highlights from it from people that have read the book, and it does not sound good. Stephen A. Smith was even one of the ones who recently just addressed it that we're kings and us as men aren't deserved to be treated this way. But let's be realistic. Men and women both deserve to be respected. So each person puts up. He's also tolerating a lot of the disrespect, which is unfortunate. It's I don't know why, but we'll hop into it here. So George, why don't we just kick this off? Just the importance of respect in a relationship. We'll actually just start off on a basic level. We've always said this, and this is one of the biggest things we preach here. You have to respect yourself, but you also, you are what you tolerate. So, if someone continues to disrespect you in a relationship, I'll just go from a man's perspective. Men, command respect most times in a relationship, but if a woman continues to disrespect a man in a relationship, and he puts up with it, the more and more she's going to lose respect for him. So the more disrespect that he puts up with, the more that woman is going to lose respect for him subconsciously. And at that point, that is just the beginning of the end for the relationship. Because it's very difficult to repair that respect. Because once you stop commanding respect and you tolerate a lot of bullshit, it's very difficult. Like if Will Smith all of a sudden now, years down the line, right? Like we'll go back to Will Smith tries to command respect from Jada. I don't think she's going to buy it. She's not going to buy into that. I personally think they might as well just go their own separate ways. I know they have kids and stuff like that, but their kids they're majority. I think they're all fully grown, right? They're all above 18. Yeah, just separate and you can be your best self. I don't understand, to be honest, why he's even in the relationship. I feel like she's disrespected him so many times, and even sitting down with her, I don't think.
It's weird, bro.
Yeah.
It's weird because like they're kind of like in a relationship now, but they haven't been for like something like 6-7 years. and it's just like maybe even longer, but it's just like basically they want to have this. They got this agreement or bond, according to her, and even Will and people close to them. They're like, no matter what happens, they're gonna weather the storm and go somewhere else, and still, but never divorce. Like, I'm not gonna divorce them. You know, she said a quote verbatim. I actually heard this today. I haven't been able to break that promise yet, which means they're still married, right? And they're not really separated. Well, I guess they are in their own freaking terms. I don't fucking know, but check this out. So it's like, if they're not really together, but you're together for the public eye, he said, keep my name, my wife's name out your fucking mouth, right? He said my wife's name, so it's like they want to look like they're married, but they haven't really been together in a while, bro. Now, why does he still tolerate and keep up with her? Again, this bond thing, the kids and all that. I just think Will wants to show like what marriage is, and I'm this guy that could keep up together, big nice dad of the house, and like his Fresh Prince, but now he's Uncle Phil now. It's like he got the kids, and like he lets people stay at the house. That's how August got into George in the first, if we want to be honest. But
Yeah,
people and did Will Smith have that girlfriend too? By the way, he has a girlfriend. Will Smith, he has a girlfriend.
I think honestly they had an open marriage, even though Jada claims in her book apparently that it's not to that extent. I'm gonna be honest here, like they have admitted to living separately since 2016, even though they're technically married. At the end of the day, I know you said Will might be wanting to show that family picture and everything. Honestly, I think it's honestly a terrible image and a message that he's sending by sticking around. I don't know what the reasoning is or what it's for. I'm just kind of speculating because I personally do not know, but it's not really a good look because the guys see this. They're like, oh, a guy like Will Smith, who's honestly considered, what do they like to say that term? High value alpha male. He's a guy with a high net worth. Obviously, he's in decent shape. You know what I mean? Like he's a high value guy. Obviously, Will Smith is an all time actor.
Action
he's built a crazy life for himself and his family.
Drama.
He tolerates a crazy amount of disrespect, and it's like they married in what was it, 1997? 1997.
Yes,
is when they married, and that's good and all when you first start out. But like, there's not. I don't.
26 years ago.
My personal belief is. This is one of my personal belief when it comes to long-term relationships, marriage, and this is just my opinion. You can literally try to save your marriage or your relationship, but if the other person isn't willing to step in the ring with you and fight for it as well, it's not possible. It just is not possible. So it comes an extent is like when you try to work on something, if it's not working, you're better off just moving on. I think people hate that term divorce. Oh, it looks like a broken family and stuff like that. No, you can show your kids what real love is and be with a partner who is not going to disrespect you, who is going to respect you, and you're going to be able to live an actual happy life. I've seen people that went through divorce that are a lot older than me. And I honestly had somebody very close to me years ago when they first went through divorce. I'm not going to say what their name is, or who they are, but for their privacy. But he had said he was married for 35 years. And said, the best thing I did was make the leap to divorce. And he said, I wish I had sooner. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm the happiest I've ever been. And he was in an actual happy relationship with somebody. So this does happen, and people stick around sometimes, maybe for the kids, other reasons. But your own happiness, you're only here on earth once. You can try to fight for something, but if somebody has like a personality disorder, say this is just one personality disorder, say they're like very stubborn, narcissist tendencies, things like that. You can't. It's hard to hop in a ring with someone who isn't willing to fight for the relationship. So, Jada honestly gives me a lot of narcissistic vibes. Narcissist vibes from Jada for sure. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
Just from dealing with them in my own life gives me the narcissist vibes for sure. Unfortunately, with that personality disorder, it becomes very difficult to try to. I would literally cut ties if it was me. I don't know if she's got some type of spell. I don't know what is going on or what the reasoning is, but it's a little crazy. So we got some other comments that came in here.
I think that
they always had an open marriage.
He kind of like likes her, bro. You heard? I think he kind of likes her. And like he can't really just walk away easy, but he feels like it's better to look at the image, paint his image. But they even agreed on this, and she said this. They got different lives. They separated a little bit. They're separated, but still married at the same time. and they don't want to divorce. But yeah, she definitely is disrespecting him. He's letting her willingly or not knowing, unwillingly. He doesn't know, but Will is really letting her walk all over him, and it's kind of like, well, what else? I mean, shit, if you're gonna do that, you didn't even mention you kind of forgive right away too easy for the August Alsina thing. It's like you talked it out to show the world kind of, you know what I mean? And you can see
Yeah,
his
she
face. He was
claims.
disappointed, but he kind of went along.
Yeah, we'll break it down, but
He went
she
along.
actually said, you're right, man. I just want to address some of the comments, but she actually says in the book that her and August actually didn't do anything, which I kind of find to be absolute bullshit. Why is it just coming out now? Um,
Who said this?
they
They
always had
always had
she
an
said,
open marriage. Look at that.
they got Shauna, and then she
Shona
said,
said,
but to come out and say how
yeah.
small he is out of pocket.
True. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very true.
that was an
Oh
absolute
God, come on.
disrespect too. Yeah,
Damn.
see, and that's what I'm saying. This
That's
is like
disrespect.
it's like she's begging him to divorce her. Like he needs to man up and make the move to do it. And Mario said so. He said Mario commented and said, "Well, Will needs a fresh start. He needs to leave ASAP." Yeah, I think that's the fairly obvious picture we see here is that he needs to leave. But this is
Not that
literally
easy
this is what
for
I
him.
wanted to kind of implement. I wanted to put this in front of everybody because realistically, this can not just apply to a high value man like Will Smith. If it applies to him, though, just understand what this looks like for the average individual, because this happens every freaking day. Or somebody gets into a relationship, and
Yeah.
at first everything's sweet, everything's nice, but then somebody's true tendencies come out, and somebody starts to bring towards disrespect towards somebody, right? And that's your first
Disrespect,
test right there.
belittling
When
him,
somebody
pushing him
starts to
away.
disrespect you,
Right.
yeah, when somebody starts to disrespect you, you're either going to take it or you're going to set a boundary and you're going to be like, hey, look, this isn't going to be tolerated. Plain and simple. This isn't going to be tolerated. Like, let's talk about it, but look, I don't like the way you're speaking to me. I don't like the way you're disrespecting me. This is an honest conversation you have to have with somebody. And it's not wrong for you to have a boundary to say something. Um, but you are what you tolerate. And at this point, Will's tolerating a hell of a lot of disrespect. I really had a lot of respect for Will Smith 10 years ago. What's going on in the last 10 years, even more so 5 years, has been absolutely ridiculous. Actually, ever since they got they're kind of like 2016, they've been living separately. So that's been about 7 years. So then Shauna commented, she said he needs to man up and let her go. I believe the fans will have him see that. Yeah, no, the fans I think would absolutely applaud it. Absolutely applaud it. I
Of
don't really
course.
see many people that defend Jada. I really don't. I've seen maybe 5% of people defend Jada.
Yeah.
I don't see many people defend her.
Some women do
Uh,
here and there, but it's not really. It's more like out of
she
admiration
said,
for her, and because she's a former kind of big time star, people know that Jada's wrong. She's in the wrong.
yeah.
She
She said, yes,
she did a lot of wrong
healthier.
stuff.
Yes, separately a lot healthier than this. Show about her money on the red table. Yeah, it definitely seems that way. She said, Will needs to stop
Yeah.
trying to keep the family together. And then she also said she's still in love with Tupac, who's no longer alive. Yeah, it kind of gets the vibe from it. Actually, Tupac
Who
back.
said that?
I was reading something
Shauna
on
said
it.
that.
Tupac. Yeah, Tupac.
Yeah.
Tupac literally. I think asked her to marry
She
him when
knows.
he was
She
in
be knowing.
jail. Yeah. No, and let's be realistic. Jada Pinkett Smith in the
Yeah,
'90s,
Shauna be knowing.
she was a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Oh,
sure she had a lot
she
of guys.
was hot in the
She
'90s though.
she said something too about like monogamy. It was the thing. She said even me and Will had this conversation that it
Mm.
could be difficult, and there was something about it. She's like, there's just something that happens when all eyes are on you in the room, and you could have any man in there. That's complete disrespect, though. Look, you either want to marry with someone for a commitment or you don't. At the end of
You
the
can't
day, if they have an
say
open, and
boast
here's my
about
thing
it
on it, they've
and
talked
say
about
I could
open
have any man in
marriage.
the room. Come on now.
Yeah, and there's something about open marriage though. Like if you both agree to an open relationship, open marriage, that's great for y'all. But you see how Will, when he was on the red table, you saw the disrespect he was taking, and he had tears in his eyes. That's like what I'm talking about. It's like if you can, not everybody can handle an open marriage. So like if you can't handle an open marriage, you shouldn't be in an open marriage. We said that here before. She said
Will,
he's bigger than her
that's kind of his
anymore.
own fault though. That's his
Yeah,
own
she said
doing.
he's bigger than her anymore. Well, yeah, Will's a
He wants
movie
an
star
open
and an
marriage
actor.
because they've been open for a long time. They've always been open, bro. So people from West Philly that I know that I'm cool with, OGs of mine, friends always said that the Smiths and the Pinketts and all that, especially Will, he a bad boy, he a freak boy, like he likes what he likes, but he wants to keep his image for that. It's unhealthy, and he makes his son his son. He sounds a butty boy, he's a weirdo, bro. Come
Yeah,
on now.
Yeah, and I would say Jada. Yeah, no, Jada is
Come on, man.
the only two things Jada's known for these days is two things: Red Table and her little underground band, Wicked Wisdom. It's like a crazy. If you guys have not seen it, look it up. Like Jada's like really crazy. Like look up for
Yeah,
like Wicked Wisdom.
she
If you never look up,
she
she's
does
in like she's in
blogging.
like a metal band called Wicked
Barely any
Wisdom.
movies.
Yeah. I'm not here to just like bash her. Obviously, this is a legitimate conversation. Though, is Will? This is partially Will's fault, though. Like, I'm gonna be honest. It's a big portion of his fault. I know Jada is completely in the wrong, but like, Will needs to
The perception is just
literally, he needs to man the
if I'm
hell
being too
up.
kind, he
So
needs to
I
grow the
also want
fuck
to say
up for
this one,
sure.
guys. Since we're kind of on the subject, did anybody know that Chris Rock actually asked? I heard this from her book too. Chris Rock asked Jada Pinkett Smith out, and I think around 2016, when he thought that there were rumors
Yep.
going around that her and Will were getting divorced, and he said, "I'd love to take you out." And she actually told him, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Well, aren't you guys getting a divorce?" And she said, "No, Chris, that's all rumors or something. Like that's not true." And he was appalled and actually apologized.
She
So
played
I
it
wonder if
off.
there was some fuel. I wonder if there was some fuel behind the slap that happened last year in 2022 at the Oscars. But Chris Rock actually asked Jada out in 2016. I believe it was
Yeah,
2016. It
yeah,
was
yeah.
before the slap.
That's
But
also one more thing. They worked together in a movie, Madagascar. Did a voiceovers and the voices. Another movie, Will Smith, Jada, and Chris Rock. Obviously, they both been in the same show, and because Will Smith met in '94 on a Fresh Prince set, but he made a joke about them in the past. But here's the thing. At the 1999 awards, music awards, like in '98, even before that, like when they were just kind of like when it just became a thing and they were married, and even after, Chris Rock would always throw some jabs and stabs at them, bro, and it was always for fun. They'll be seen hanging out and laughing, joking. Will was even laughing at that point, 3 seconds before he got up and went to slap him. He was laughing. So you always knew that they'd always be friendly, bro. A lot of, again, they're celebrities of status, bro, black celebrities and all that. Everybody, they all cool each other and all that. But the problem is that over the years, there were rumors, again, last year, like you pointed out, that those Smiths or Will Smith and them were kind of a little bit tired because Chris Rock had already made a lot of jokes about them. But he makes jokes about everybody. So I
yeah,
think that the slap with the what you just said, corroborate the story. You said that he kind of asked her out. With Will Smith possibly being a little insecure. Hold on, hang on, hang on. Also, with the August Alsina thing, the August Alsina thing in the slap was connected. Because he made a joke about her. The world is already saying things. Will Smith is tired. Your mind as a man, especially, you used to say he's an alpha, right? He's supposed to be an alpha guy and a high quality, valuable, value male, that people look up to him, even children look up to him and all that. He's kind of somewhat of a role model now. He used to be a rapper and everything. He can't go around taking L's like that and people laughing at him, yo, your wife, she did such and such. So that day he accumulated, and it's probably what made him do that. She said that she rolled her eyes, but she was just, she wasn't impressed with the joke, but it was nothing like she told him, she looked at him like, you gonna do something? He got up and did it on his own. And she even said, I don't know who that was. I didn't recognize him. That wasn't Will. He got up and did something and, he never does. The interviewer is spicing it up. Whoa, that's not like Will to do that. To this and that, da da da. She's like, I don't know. That's not the husband that I knew. He acted a little different. Bullshit. He acted like that because he's tired of disrespect. He can only take so much. Look, bro, Will Smith is a man. A great guy. One of the best guys ever lived, but he ain't no god. Nobody can control this kind of feelings like that. You're gonna have feelings. You're gonna snap and lose it, and that's what he did. He slapped another guy, bro. He slapped a brother on TV. It made him look silly. That's not cool. Not at all. Fuck out of
no,
here for that shit, bro.
absolutely.
Will Smith is a bitch for that one, but at the same time, we gotta forgive him. He did apologize, and he did try to go back on that, and be all cool about it. So we could forgive him, but he's not right, And now it only further corroborates and shows more of what's going. We'll be, we know all along. Like Shauna, she be knowing. That's what she said that she wants Tupac because, like us, bro, like people like me and you, and like a certain age, we've been around. We know about this. We know since back in the day the rumor that Jada was always kind of like a little, like she was a little obsessed with Tupac even after he died. Like she always, I guess loved this guy.
Yeah, but it's crazy, man.
saw her more like
Tupac's
a
been
friend.
dead for 27 years. Like it's crazy, man. It's like she's still talking about freaking Tupac.
Over 27 years.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's
been
what
over
I'm
27.
saying. It's just it's insanity to me. Anyway, man. It's just
She's always
it's
always got obsessed vibes from her, bro. She's always obsessed with Tupac a little, right? A little obsessed with her. Like he seems
exactly. So
because a lot of other celebrities, like hold on, a lot of celebrities like Kidara Jones, which was his wife, or his fiance. I think they're actually married. He might have been married to her. she in Vegas the night was killed and shot and killed, and she was the one that said to him like, "Pac will always love you," and he slipped in a coma, never came back, never came out after that, never woke up, and he died 7 days later. He died 7 days later, right? But you don't see the other girls in his life, and Keisha, his girlfriend, when he was in jail, and his other girlfriend before that. At least I would say his 3 or 4 last real meaningful girlfriends or significant others that haven't spoken over the years. They be very quiet. They're very low key about their business. Maybe here and there about an interview, but not really. Jada is be constantly over and over and over talking about Tupac and just making his thing. And then you have Will, who's her husband, who's kind of like in an open relationship with her. He doesn't know how to handle it. He allows it, like somebody just said right here in the comment section right now.
Simping.
Is that Marius or Shauna or Dana, one of them? But somebody might have said something right here, right? But he allowed it. Oh yeah, he's simping. 100% he's simping. I love Will Smith, man, but he just looks like a fool, man. Come on, Willie, get together, big dog. Can't look like this, man.
Yeah, no, it's kind of ridiculous. Well, it's not even kind of ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I was gonna say, so she had said also. This is a quote I'm reading here. She said, "I remember women looking at Will when they first got together. She said to say at 25 and 28 years old in Tinseltown that till death do us part, and to think that there was not going to be straying eyes to me didn't seem realistic at all. From what I had seen on the streets, being young and the intoxication that you get walking into a room and all eyes are on you and you can have anybody there." That just goes to show, man. It's just like right from the beginning. It's like,
when did she say this? Now, hang on now. When did she say this? In 2016?
Just recently. It was after her book was released.
Oh,
she was talking about. Yeah. She was interviewed. So this is but this is legitimate. Like that's what she said, and she said we're still figuring it out. Relationships, it's an organism, constantly shifting, constantly moving, and we've been doing some really heavy duty work together. We still got deep love for each other. We're going to figure out what that looks like for us. A lot has happened over 2 years. At the end of the day, though, it's like. This is why it's important to command respect because, look, like, I 100% agree. This is kind of on Will. Like, he puts up with it, and she knows he puts up with it. So, like, it is what it is. But this is why it's important. If you live your life disrespected, you're not going to be happy. I don't think anybody says, oh, yeah, disrespect me. I want to be just disrespected and just treat it like shit. I don't think people literally
allow it by their actions.
Yeah, it's important to honestly, like, if there's no respect, you gotta bounce. Like, you really do. I'm not sticking around with somebody who doesn't respect me. Plain and simple. Like, it's just
okay.
That's
real quick, Steve. I wanna turn this to you and ask you a question. I don't want to cut you off, but I want to ask you a question. So now, what are like other than like loyalty and respect? I would say respect and loyalty kind of go hand in hand. They're kind of like almost not the same, but kind of like right there, right? Between them two, right? What are some other traits that you feel like it's important for a woman to have, and possibly for a man too? You know, what I mean, it could go either ways. For the marriage or not marriage, but like the relationship. Just say relationship right now, to be solid, have a good foundation, and be founded, like in the right way. You know what I mean? So like there's a good future, there's love, and etc. There's communication.
I would say
some like quotes.
I would say communication is gigantic. Communication is very, very important. If you're not with somebody that can communicate correctly, it makes the relationship or the marriage very difficult. Being able to communicate, very important. Sure. Honesty kind of goes with honesty kind of comes with loyalty. Very, very important. Honesty and communication. You need to be able to trust.
That's solid. I can agree with that. I mean. Just want to try to make a point because, and again, we don't have a guest here today, guys and girls watching, ladies and gents. But me and Steve always kind of like go back and forth with these things. And again, we're just trying to, kind of figure out a few things to state kind of the obvious, that again, respect and loyalty and just a healthy environment. I kind of just, answer my own question because I want to go after you, bro. I want you to go first. A healthy environment, you know what I mean? Which, again, going back to the Smiths, sorry, Will, but... It doesn't seem to be a healthy environment anymore, but that's another story connected to what we just said, in conjunction to what we just stated a few minutes ago. Healthy environment, bro, communication, obviously respect, we just kind of said it. Loyalty, obviously, is a big one, which is, again, goes hand to hand with both, with honesty and with the respect. And I'll go, again, another one is also having just like will thoughts for somebody, just like having kind of like their interest a little bit hard. Even if you're not gonna be with them, you set them up maybe. Like if Will Smith actually divorced with Jada but gave her some money, hooked her up, and she already has the money anyway. It's like, you'll be okay. We can't do this no more. I still love you and all that, but I gotta go my way. And no more of this, games, shenanigans, this and that. People, this and that, da, 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 they could go their own way, and people actually would probably gain more respect for Will, and also gain some respect that they lost after this whole few years. And just stating some of the problems and some of the stuff that I said earlier, and during the weekend we talked about too, leading up to today's podcast. He really could get a lot of stuff back, but if he actually puts his foot down, it don't mean like how guys say the shit. Oh, you got to punish her, punish behavior, like you leave. That's it. That's a punishment. We're not talking about you go sit in a corner like that's dumb bullshit, or you don't talk to them. He just got to get up and and do his thing, and just tell her, like you got to man up and. But for him, it's probably not that easy. You know what I mean? He probably is like And I refuse to say that Will Smith is a simp, but he just definitely a lot of it's his fault. And like somebody said here again, whoever's commenting, everything has to be mutual.
Yeah, I think it's Shauna. I was gonna say, I would actually say no. He is exhibiting simp-like behavior for sure. It's just, but it's kind of crazy. Like it's just, if it just goes to show you though, if a man of that stature can do what he's doing, like and act like that, it just doesn't It's not a great message to people who aren't high value, like the average person. That's kind of crazy to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I dig it, bro.
Really
it's just
is.
like kind of like it's mind blowing in a way, but it just shows that some guys just see things differently. I mean, they're open to share that. They're open to let the women run all over him, and now him being the backbone of the family and the woman. Because I mean, the wife's important, but like I said, you gotta be mutual. You gotta stand up for yourself, respect yourself, and women gotta be submissive. But the men also gotta, respect his woman, and still be submissive to her wishes. As long as it's within logic and he helps the family, and he also benefits them in the end too. Everything's gotta be looked both ways, and a good balance. I think to have a healthy environment, good balance is key, and to raise your kids the right way. They got their kids, and but he made his kids be okay. Like, oh, you don't got to do a career. He pursued Willow not to pursue music. Like he told her, from what I heard, I think it was either Will or maybe both, like Will and Jada. I could be wrong on this one, but they told her not to keep doing music. And she's fine. She doesn't have to. Like they didn't force her not to do it, but they told her that she doesn't have to do it. So if you notice, Willow was doing well, and she had like one hit, and then maybe 2, 3 other songs, and that was kind of it. The son, he made some songs, then he made some weird allegations. He even said the Tyler the Creator was his boyfriend. Like there's so much. It's a mess, bro.
Right?
A bunch of dumb shit, fuckery.
I agree. So we're actually pissed at
his friend banged his mom.
Right. I want to keep
We
this
can
to
stay
like
about
45 minutes here. So like,
45,
let me ask the question, George, to you, thought process wise. Why is respect important? And then you can kind of ask it back to me too, and I'll give you my opinion. Why is respect important inside of a relationship? Like from your perspective.
I would say it's important because honestly, bro, without respect, a lot of stuff can really, really happen, bro. I would think that if the girl doesn't respect you, bro, how can you there's no foundation, there's no really, beginnings to a relationship. She doesn't respect you. If she doesn't respect you, she won't really, do much for you, or you don't really wow with you. If she does, she'll play the shit out of you. To be honest, a lot of times that she has no respect there, so that's key. But respect really it shows where you at with that person. It shows you if they respect you, they really value you. That means they really admire you. Humility, bro. I mean, admire somebody like that. It's like the main way of humility. It's again, it's kind of like respecting somebody, seeing their views. And if you don't see their views, you still kind of respect what they do. You still kind of like can see it to an extent. You know what I mean? You still again are kind of like in a place where you and this person or this significant other have that their chemistry, their respect, and with respect, eventually comes love. Sometimes there is love, but if you don't respect the person, you can't really love him because I mean, you're not really gonna look out for him like that. Yeah, respect is fundamental. It's essential, bro. It's key. And of course, communication and understanding. But without respect, there's not much communication understanding because think about it. If she don't respect you or he don't respect her, if the guy doesn't respect the girl, why would he communicate anything? I don't gotta tell you shit. The guy could be like, bitch, I don't respect you. See what I'm saying? The disrespect, attitude, everything starts. Respect, bro.
Yeah,
right? Relationship, so to speak, it could be there, everything will be okay, you know what I mean? So, or it stems, there. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's 100%. There's no good communication that comes from disrespect. So in my opinion,
I would say like loyalty and honesty are big too.
Yeah. So,
You
in
know?
my opinion of why respect is important, so in a healthy and a happy relationship, I think there's two kinds of respect. Um, to maintain and thrive, I think there has to be two different kinds of respect. Number one is your decency just for being a human being. You know, you have decency, like just actual respect just on a general level. And then there's respect that needs to be earned from someone. I think both of these are very important inside of a relationship. Without respect, you're going to disregard someone's feelings, their thoughts, or wishes when they're taking action. The person might nitpick you, undermine your feelings, undermine your thoughts, undermine your achievements, make demeaning jokes of you, kind of like Jada's done about Will, repeatedly push your boundaries, or honestly straight up get to a point in a relationship that they straight up ignore you like you don't exist. When you can sense someone's disrespecting you, it can erode your self esteem. It can be demeaning to your well being. It's not good. You're in a bad mental state. And so it's very important that if someone's not giving you respect and they refuse to make the changes to do it, you need to leave. You have to leave. It's very important. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a doctor, but that is very general advice. I think it's get out of the situation. Sometimes people use emotional manipulation to kind of keep you there, but that's why having such a strong sense of self is very important because you know what you are and you know what you're worth.
That is
See, if
true,
you're,
though.
but
Emotional
people can
manipulation.
beat that
Yeah.
down to the point where
That was just-
never love someone more than yourself, and I that is not selfish. And I hate people say like, "Oh, I care." You can care about other people, but always understand that you can't make an impact on this world unless your own mental well-being, as well as your physical well-being, is good. But your mental well-being needs to be there. So always make sure
Your
that you
mental should
respect
be there.
yourself, and respect is mutual. You should be treating your partner with respect as well. So it's a mutual thing, but it's very important because if someone just demeans you to the point where you lose you lose your sense of self, and you literally you destroy your self esteem.
You
It's not
disrespect
healthy.
yourself.
You gotta get out.
No, it's not healthy, bro. Yo, I agree with everything you said, bro, and I couldn't have said any better, bro. It was amazing. Like, really, the focus you just said. You said that your mental and everything else got to be there. Your own soul, your own heart can't be just too broken. Because how can you really love somebody more than yourself if you yourself are messed up and you went through a lot? You're healing or the process, like we always say. A lot of women get on those round tables, no pun intended, not Jada table, but they'll talk or in podcasts and they'll say that if a woman is not emotionally ready, don't date. Same goes for a man, bro. A lot of guys will go out there and just date irresponsibly and just get around anybody, just go crazy out there, But sometimes you gotta think about yourself, man. You can't just go out there, and catch bodies, bro. Fuck anybody, bro. You inherit a lot of the stuff they're going through, a lot of the toxic things or whatever they're going through. What spirits they got, demons they got in their mind. You inherit that by sleeping with that woman or a woman sleeping with that man. Having said that, you're right. If you're gonna know somebody like almost more than yourself, it's gotta be like obviously when it's a partner, your life partner, your wife, and you have kids with them. And even then, just in case it doesn't go that way, you're gonna have love for them, but you still always gotta go back to yourself and think in your head that I still love myself, and I'm not gonna let love for somebody else just because it didn't work out. Let me tell you something: relationships don't work out sometimes, not because neither wrong, just some circumstance happens. It just And a lot of times people get back together years later and it works out a second time, or it doesn't work out, but they always stay like this, like real close friends and real tight. So it's not necessarily that she's wrong or he's wrong. It's just that something might happen or they both got something, with it, In general, I'm talking about, not about the Smith and their family, that. But as far as the Will Smith and Jada thing goes, we know that a lot falls on him, but also on him a lot too. And they both got their faults. We don't want to point fingers. We're not here to point our fucking fingers.
What's that from?
But we're just being honest. Scarface, but it's different.
Oh,
Remember that? Say hello to the bad guy. You're here to point your fucking finger and say, there goes the bad guy. I was just joking around, man.
oh yeah, I remember the dinner scene. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
classic,
But,
man. Such a classic movie. Classic.
yeah. But no doubt, one of the best movies ever. 30 years, by the way, coming out. Oh, yeah, in October. It's actually 30th anniversary. I forgot about that. Scarface, wow. I brought that up, whatever known as. 30 years. I think it's coming up. The anniversary. Movie for
The
sure,
world is
Scarface. Oh,
yours.
how about that?
The
I
world, the
didn't
world
realize
is
it until I
yours.
just said it. Yeah.
So the world
Homie,
is
the world is
yours.
yours. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. But like I was saying, yeah, definitely in that sense, like a lot of times they'll say this, so both gotta definitely heal, and both parties should know what they're doing. And then sometimes it doesn't work because it could be either or. You know what I mean? Or something unfortunate happens, or something just kind of doesn't go the right way, and no one has a huge fault. But again, in this example that we talked about, Will Smith and Jada's situation and marriage and everything, obviously there's on both sides. There's some stuff going on, some hidden truths, hidden emotions that people are hiding. People manipulate situations. There's narcissists, being involved. A lot of open stuff. A lot of too casual. Oh, everything's cool now. Oh, bad boys for life. This other shit. It's just too early that you know I suspect Will also lets it happen, and he needs to find out for himself, and he needs probably. I think they both need to break. I think she wants to be somebody else, and he needs to kind of needs to do his own thing, but also wants to be with somebody else, but just keep his image. That's just what I think it is. So it's not that it's deep, but it's not that deep. So I mean, it is what it is. It's
Absolutely.
kind of like
I want to say
their business, and
Bryce.
that's how they like it.
I was going to say Bryce
Good.
also Bryce also commented and he said people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It's actually it's a nice way of putting it for sure. It's a good way to put it.
True.
So they know how much you care. Very true.
I don't know, bro. Yeah, very good point. Very good
Respect
point.
is
We got about
important
3
either
minutes
way.
on the clock, bro.
So
Yeah.
she's the only one airing it out. I was
Like
raised to
somebody
deal with
said,
your
bro,
problems, man.
they're getting disrespected.
Yeah, yeah.
He
No,
needs to
I
do
actually
her
want to say
thing.
I
He needs
agree.
to leave. Will needs to leave for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree with this too. I think it was just Sean that said that she said we hear her side because she's the only one airing it out. I was raised to deal with problems with problems in your home to stay in the home. Yeah, you keep problems inside the home. So I'm a very much big believer on that too. And it really depends on the privacy that's really being dealt with at hand there. But I don't ever believe that you should ever air your problems on social media ever. Like airing them out to public, you're just inviting people into a situation that they don't need to be invited into. It's a problem. The only person I would say maybe you can trust in a relationship is one of your best friends, and even in that, you got to really walk at a fine line because obviously girls have like their girlfriends or their very very close friend that they may vent to, and a guy might have like his one of his guy friends, one of his best friends that he trusts and isn't going to tell. He knows that person's not going to tell anybody else that they can vent to. But outside of that, and even that, you're kind of walking a fine line. It really depends on the privacy and the secrecy of the situation and how much information you're revealing. Because somebody might, be really embarrassed if you reveal certain information. Like saying his dick size, like how big his dick is to like the public, is an absolute thing of disrespect. You don't go and you don't say that. That's not even a problem. That's just literally making a demeaning joke about something.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy. That's like in a
it's
joke of him of
crazy.
his manhood. Actually, really destroyed everything.
Didn't
Like, why does he have to
leave,
put
then
some
why are
stuff
you
like
with
that?
them? You're with them. You're with them to get a come
That's
up off of his success in
probably
his life.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
literally
Probably the
admitting it.
main
But then
issue,
at the
bro.
end of the day, that's Will Smith's fault for sticking around. Like you have that type of
She
disrespect. It's
was
like
another
she's
man.
begging you to freaking leave her ass, dude. Like just bounce. Like I don't understand, but like, hey,
How old is
that's
Jada Pinkett at this point? About 50?
what's that?
About 51? How old
I'm
is
not
Jada
quite sure
Pinkett at
how
this
old
point?
she is.
About
I'm assuming
51?
she's probably in that
Let
range,
me
yeah.
see. I think.
But it's a little it's just crazy to me. I'd say you gotta even a fine line with who you tell people in a relationship. But yeah, you keep those problems between you and your partner. None of that stuff needs to be revealed really to anybody else. You don't even need to tell really outside people on it. Unless it depends on what you're talking about. You obviously know boundaries are important, and keeping things just between you and your partner are important. Other people don't need to be invited into the bullshit. I see it's crazy. I don't always see this, but I see people sometimes on social media always there's certain people that always post their problems. It's like to me, I can't understand why. Like, why are you inviting other people in to a relate to something where it doesn't need to
Yeah, bro.
be?
She's 52 years old, bro. Technically, yeah, she's
Yeah,
52.
and it's
Will is
pretty spot on.
55. Yeah, about a 3-year difference. Pretty close. I was close.
Yeah. But honestly, we're about the 45-minute mark.
Wow.
I'm probably gonna get ready to wrap up here. I know a lot of people. There's actually a lot of people tuning in, but I do know a lot of people are also probably watching the Phillies game. I don't know. Not everybody watches sports, but we are based out of
Yeah, people
Philadelphia,
can
and
watch from.
The Phillies are
They're watching
playing some
from home.
playoff baseball. I actually don't even know
They're
what that score
currently
is.
playing.
Anybody got a score update? Let us know. My computer's moving way too slow. I was trying to check it, but
Right now it says 0-0, bro. 0-0. I think.
okay,
Yeah.
with the 2 minutes, okay.
Phillies Diamondbacks. Yeah, but the game just
Sir.
kind of started like like 20 minutes ago maybe. So
A half hour ago.
30
Yeah, it
minutes.
started
Yeah.
I think 5:07.
Out of 45
But
minutes, man.
we kind of
Definitely
we
half an
kind of
hour.
wanted to work. We kind of wanted to
Okay.
work this podcast around that because a lot of people that watch this are sports watchers, so we wanted to kind of put this around it. But for sure,
Which is why we're doing it early to begin with.
yeah. Yeah, he said 00507. Yeah, it was
Yep.
a 5:07 start time, so a half hour ago. Um, yeah, I really don't have much else to
Sounds
add. I
good,
want
man.
to say
Definitely want to thank everybody for
we were
watching.
off last week, so we had our monthly marketing meeting that we usually set up, where we kind of set up our next schedule of content for the next 2 months, and we try to be 2 months ahead of the ball game, and then we also try to find new ways to increase our viewership and our marketing. So productive meeting. I don't really have much else to add here tonight. Honestly, guys, command respect for yourselves. It just goes to show this. We'll try to update you maybe throughout the year, like other situations. We did the Jonah Hill one at one point with the boundaries and stuff, but Will Smith. This thing is the first time we're talking about Will Smith since the slap happened at the Oscars 2022. But yeah, you have to command respect in your relationship. It goes both ways. It's mutual, but it's unhealthy and just toxic if you don't. It's you're literally demeaning your own self-worth. So that's all I got to say for a happy, healthy relationship.
For sure.
George, you have anything to add? Kevin? Yeah, before we
I think we
wrap
kind
up
of
here.
covered almost everything, bro. Just want to like kind of like say the same thing that definitely the respect. It's earned. But I mean, you gotta have respect in relationships. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
There's two
respect, like
different
you
types
said,
of
bro. You gotta have
yeah.
loyalty, understanding. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
two.
but in everything in life, respect is very important. Go ahead.
There's human decency. There's human decency, respect, and then there's respect that's earned. But you have to have both, in my opinion, in order to thrive in a relationship.
Yeah, definitely human decency. Just like, regular, when we say respect, we like the regular again. Human decency, just common stuff, and then respect, kind of like it's earned, more like a different type of respect, when it comes to like different relationships, if you will, like business stuff, like getting to know somebody,
Like
everything else.
let me
Man
give
or
you an
woman.
example. Yeah, like let me give you an example. Like they tell you to treat everybody with respect, right? Even if those people don't provide respect to you. Say they haven't done anything. Say they haven't done anything that's ever impressed you. It's a different type of respect. You see what I'm saying? Somebody who does
Yes. Oh yeah,
who's
yeah.
out like a hardworking
Facts.
person, they might personally like affect the person. They'd be like, "Wow, I really respect that person." But even if they haven't done anything to earn your respect, they always tell you to respect everyone. Like treat everyone with a level of human decency and
Treat
respect.
somebody
So there's two different
treat
types of
with
respect.
his decency. Yeah.
Yeah, but you need
Like be
both
a good
of
person,
those
basically.
in
Be
order
nice.
to be in a long term committed relationship, in my opinion. Because yeah, it's important.
Like you said,
That
again,
being
it
said,
comes right
guys, I
back to
don't
the
really have
respect thing.
much.
Respect for
Yeah,
this and respect for everything else. Like you said, like actual
yeah,
relationship respect and respect for just an actual common human being. Yep, exactly. See, everything came right back to one thing. It's like we started a show here, we ended it right here, but up in exactly the same way. That was cool, yeah. But yeah, I think that's the same thing, bro. And I want to appreciate and want to thank everybody that has been watching, supporting. This episode, the one before this, which was 2 weeks ago, and then even the one I missed and everything, or the ones that I've missed. I want to thank everybody from Bryce to Shauna, Marius, my boy Elijah was watching a little early, hit me up. On YouTube and everything else. Some people reached out to me and before this, what I said that it looks like a good topic. So yeah, basically we'll have more coming in, like you said, Steve, and go Phillies, bro. I'm excited to watch this game a little bit.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for all for tuning in. Like George said, Bryce, Shauna, his boy Elijah, Mario was tuning in too, and I saw some other people too. Thank you everybody that tuned in. If you're watching after the podcast, if you're
Everybody's
watching the
watching.
broadcast or something, comment below.
Everybody's
We'll still answer the comments, but appreciate you guys. Like George said, go Phils. Appreciate the last few guests that came on: Julian, Frank, Rob, Rich, Mario, everyone that came on in like the last few weeks. Thank you all, and we got some great guests coming up the next 2 weeks, as well as the 2 weeks following that. So next month or so, a lot of great guests coming in over that period. Appreciate you guys. Like George said, go Phils and go Birds. Birds got a big Sunday night game
If
against
you
the
rock
Miami
with us, we rock
Dolphins.
with you.
Huge. We got some Philadelphia Union playoffs coming up. I think after this Saturday too. So let's go.
You're doing good too.
That being said, guys, yeah. Have a great night, great weekend, and we'll see you back next week for episode 147. Peace.
147. See you guys. Have a good weekend. Peace.
So